And another thing, because this gets me heated, unless you've been on a job search in the last 2 years, you do not know how bad it is out here. The job market is trash. Basura, it's been bad. I'm talking about applying to 20 jobs a day, reaching out to recruiters, doing this on LinkedIn, and hearing crickets. People are trying. People are not lazy. And then people who have a job give the most useless advice, like, why don't you tailor your resume to every single job? You don't think that I've done that? Unless your job is hiring and you have a referral, zip it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing something new this time. In this video, we're going to be looking at 3 individuals getting laid off from their jobs. The first person we're treating is Brittany. Brittany was let go by her employer and she recorded the whole virtual call. She was told that she was being fired for poor performance, even though the employer could not back up the rationale for that. Watch.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My name's Rosie. I'm just joining the call. Nice to meet you. I'm on the HR team.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
So I started August 25th. I've been on a 3-month ramp, and then it was 3 weeks of December, and then a week of Christmas, and then here we are. I have had the highest activity amongst my team. Since I've started, I have had 3 contracts out, done a really great job managing my deals up until the very end that decided not to close last minute. So I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me in my Cloudflare journey here so far. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job, I have had great activity, I have really great meetings, I'm picking up the products very quickly, and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations when I certainly have, just because I haven't closed anything officially.
I hear you.
Also, why are you doing this and not my manager? We've never met, so this seems a little odd that my manager has no idea that this has been happening and the director has no idea that this has been happening. So I'm just definitely confused, and I would love like an explanation that makes sense.
100%. Real quick, let me carve out the 2 threads. The latter of why I'm on this conversation, I'll put that one to the second half, and Rosie might be better to explain the process of who's giving this information in the prior piece, which is your feedback and notes about your performance. So let me add a little color context to that. So just for clarification, you are not being singled out in this. Your peers are also being collectively assessed on performance. This is a collective calibration for Cloudflare. So I just want to clarify that piece. I won't be able to add any kind of specifics on numbers or...
Wait, can you explain for me why Brittany Peach is getting let go?
I won't be able to go into specifics for numbers.
Wait, why though? I just started. I've been working extremely hard. Just because I haven't closed anything that has nothing to do with my performance on a 3-month ramp with just 1 month with 2 major holidays in the middle, I don't think that has anything to do with why I should be let go, if that makes sense. So I really need an answer and an explanation as to why Brittany Peach is getting let go, not why Cloudflare decided to hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me that right before I lose my job, from someone that I've never met before, if you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that. And I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to.
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
I'm happy to follow up with you separately to give you the data that was calibrated. I'll need to speak with revenue leadership specifically to see if we can get that for you. But Dom and
can
I
you
did
share
not
that
have
with me
that
now?
in our meeting. I cannot share that with you right now, unfortunately. Yeah, it's understandable how you feel and your frustration. Cannot stress that enough.
I have been working extremely hard. I just knew that this meeting was coming after knowing what's been happening with my peers and how extremely frustrated and upset everyone is. I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people, if you can imagine that. And I don't think that this is, it's just very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. I have really given my whole energy and life over the last 4 months to this job. And to be let go for no reason is a huge slap in the face from a company that I really wanted to believe in.
Can absolutely understand how you feel that way, why you feel that way. And I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that we're going to say in this call in the time that we have that's going to undo the way that you feel right in this moment. And I personally will do everything that I can to give you as much specific information as I can after this call. I can't make any promises. I understand where you're coming from. I can tell you that Dom and I do care. I understand the feeling that you have right now. And I can't change that. So I'll just be honest.
But why can't, you guys have still not given me a reason why I'm being let go. Despite constant positive praise from my manager, great meetings that I'm having, the amount of activity that I have has all been positive. I have not received any negative inclination. I have not been put on a performance improvement plan, nothing. So.
And I cannot speak to what your manager has communicated to you directly.
But that should be the indication of
for performance based on your attainment and leading indicators of data. That is the rationale.
But I've been here for only a month after ramping, and that was during a holiday. So I don't understand can you explain what those performance metrics are? Or is that just a vague term to give to everyone that you're speaking to today?
I'll say that the performance indicators and performance metrics are, while we're not able to go into specifics, and there's no situation where we will be able to go into.
Do you guys even know why, who you're talking to each day? Every single 10, 15 minutes, do you guys even know who you're talking to? Why you're letting these people go when you don't even understand the kind of work and everything that they've put in?
I hear you and what you're saying.
It just doesn't make any sense that you guys have still not been able to give me a reason why I'm being let go.
Just from a process perspective, your questions are valid. This isn't going to be the forum and the situation where we're able to go into the detail that you're looking for.
But then when? If it's not right as I'm getting fired, then it's certainly not going to be after when I'm no longer part of the company.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything we can say in this moment or today, Brittany, that's going to change the way that you feel. And it's understandable. I'm taking notes and feedback, and we'll circle back.
Yeah, I know you did that for Nestle too, but that's
of the meeting. It's not going to change the outcome of the situation today. So it may be best if I do get into more of the specifics of what the next steps are. Because I think it's clear that you have questions that we cannot give answers to. And if you'd be open to it, I'd love to move into what the next steps are so that you're not any further blindsided than you already feel.
Okay.
Thank you, Dom. I'm really sorry that you're having this experience and feeling this way. One of the things that we want to confirm is your personal email address, because that's where all.
First of all, can we all acknowledge the courage and bravery that Brittany has? That was remarkable. And the fact that she was able to strongly advocate for herself was exceptional. I applaud her for not trembling, because I know for sure that my voice would be for sure. Her being articulate left them completely speechless. On the other hand, I'm so sorry that this happened to her and her team, but I know that whoever hires her in the future will hit the jackpot because her communication skills are impeccable.
Happy Monday. Just got fired. Holy shit. I thought it was just like a normal routine meeting. And no, it was actually a we're not moving forward with your employment. And you know what's so funny? It's like when you think that you finally find like a good job and like a company that cares about you, you're like, oh my god, I actually work for people that care. No, you don't. That was like the only stable thing that I had going on in my life right now. Whew, I was not expecting that. I would have never put money down on that happening. I literally just thought that was gonna be a meeting. Happy Monday.
Carson B is next. She is sharing her layoff video from last year. For context, she took a position with a local company known for treating employees poorly. The company was ran by a woman who couldn't pronounce or spell words like quote, mahjong, end quote, despite her being the editor-in-chief. Apparently, she wrote her editor letters via voice notes and later edited the letters by using an actual editor. According to Carson, quote, it was a shit show, and this was the first time ever that I was receiving any type of feedback about my work, end quote. She says, enjoy the video.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Carson. Hello. Tori is on the call. She's from our HR company.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
So thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. Unfortunately, your employment with Hilton will be terminated effective immediately through the end of the month. And Tori is available to help with any questions or processes moving forward.
Can I ask why I'm being let go today?
Yes, we had the 90-day period, and in the end, we were just thinking it wasn't a great fit.
Can I ask for reasonings as to why you did not think it was a good fit?
Yeah, the publication went out late. It went out with typos. I just feel like the design wasn't necessarily a good fit for the publication.
Can I offer some feedback to that?
Yeah.
Every step along the way, I met my requirements, and quite honestly, a lot of the reasonings as to why it was late was dependent upon you. And I received materials often late from you, as well as not being able to control every ad thing that came in. And I've honestly been on top of everything. I've asked considerable amounts of being able to access things such as the production email to help these things get out more on time. And every step of the way, I was met with roadblocks and being told no. As my direct report, I never felt like you stepped up and asked me if I could use help. I received very little feedback from you, and often there were times where I did reach out to you without being told anything or having any reply or response whatsoever. I also found it very unacceptable to receive a message at 11 p.m. last night informing me that I was going to be laid off the next day with this meeting and then immediately revoking my access to everything. I do want to apologize to Kendall and to yourself for calling you so much, but when you do that to somebody, they're going to panic. I feel like I've done every step of the way of trying to do this job to the best of my abilities, and quite frankly, you've made it very difficult.
Thank you for the feedback.
Can I ask when this decision was made?
I don't know that there was a specific date in question. I think it's just, evaluating things over the last 90 days and not wanting to prolong it if it wasn't a good fit, and hoping that you could find something that's maybe a better fit for you and your style and how you want to work.
So was it a problem with my style of working? Kendall, I'd love to know specifically if you had issues with my workflow with you.
I wouldn't say it's so much of a workflow problem. I just think, like, stylistically, maybe you weren't the best fit for the magazine and the product that we're putting out there. Not that you aren't a talented designer or good at what you do. I just think that there's probably maybe a different role at a different company that would be better suited to your style.
Okay, I'd love to make a suggestion then, because right now I think your editor-in-chief could also use some growth in that area as well, because if you guys want to maintain a good team and moving forward, you need to make sure that your leadership is also possessing the strengths that need to be had to make a well-designed magazine. Because if I had been given materials and enough time, I would have been able to design a little bit better. I apologize for there being some typos and slight mistakes, but when it comes down to it, the publications being sent out late were not of my fault. Like, okay, I want that to be clear. It was not my fault. Okay. I work 9 to 5. I do what I've done. And I sincerely, Julie, I hope you take this as a growth opportunity, because every step of this since starting, my biggest frustration was working with you. And I want that to be known, because you have not given me the time to express that to you or give you any feedback until this moment.
Okay. And just please keep in mind, I appreciate you sharing that, but this call is not about Julie, so
I understand that, but since I'm probably not going to get an opportunity to talk about it in the future, it needs to be known. It's been lovely working with you, Kendall. I cannot say the same for you, Julie. Have a great day.
First of all, it seems like the whole gang was so ill prepared for the call. I like the fact that Carson made them so uncomfortable by calling them out. For example, she said, "Oh, it's been lovely working with you, Kendall. Can't say the same for you, Julie." And now that was hilarious. The silence and pauses were so loud as well. And I think that her being fired is a blessing in disguise. I believe she'll find something 10 times better, even 100% better.
Office siren? Office siren? Oh, this outfit is so office siren core. Bitch! You're an walking HR violation.
The next video you're going to be watching is of a young lady by the name Sarah who got fired because she was inappropriately dressed. She was actually dressed like office siren. She said she did nothing wrong, and she was so confused as to why she was let go. Watch the video and let me know what is your take on all of this. Was she appropriately or inappropriately dressed?
So this is awkward, but I got fired on the first day at my new job, all because of an outfit that I wore. I've always resonated with the saying, look good, feel good, so I just wanted to look pretty so that I could feel confident and give a good first impression, but clearly that backfired. If you guys missed my video, this is the outfit that I wore. Here's a close-up. As soon as I walked into work, my boss, who, keep in mind, I barely know because I'm new, called me over, and I got so excited and literally ran up to her because I thought she was going to compliment my outfit, but she basically started berating me and telling me how inappropriate my outfit was for work and that I needed to change, and I felt really insulted, so I stood up for myself. I was respectful, but I did tell her that I've been through it with envious females. I'm used to females being super jealous of me, and that I could sense her insecurity and that my outfit wasn't going to affect the way that I perform at my job. She essentially told me to go home and not come back. I've just been feeling very distraught and traumatized, especially because they were only paying me $200,000 a year, so I assumed that they would not enforce a dress code and they would allow me to express myself with the way that I dress, but clearly I was wrong, so now I'm sad and unemployed.
You all have to see the comments that were posted for this video. They were hilarious. Take a look. So do you think Sarah was appropriately dressed or she wasn't? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.